Mhm. right, good afternoon. Can everybody hear me out there? Okay, I guess. Okay, awesome, thank you. We started at 3:03 because the radio station needed a minute or two to take care of their obligations. So now it's being live broadcasted on the radio station. Well, welcome all of you. Looks like everybody's healthy, which is the most important thing. And we'll just go ahead and call the meeting to order at this time. I want to go ahead and read a part of the reason why we're doing this electronically. It's just an explanation for our constituents and for the council and for all members and partners that we're involved with. And this is during a disaster. The Code of Virginia requires and allows governing bodies of localities and other public entities to conduct their meetings in manners which are consistent with providing continuity of government and for the safety, health, and welfare of not only the governing body, but also all attendees and interested parties consistent with open government. The COVID-19 virus makes it impractical and unsafe, as well as life-threatening for a quorum of council members to physically assemble in one location. The COVID-19 virus also makes it impractical and unsafe, as well as life-threatening for the public and town staff to gather in the same location to participate in this meeting. Declarations of emergency have been made at all levels of government, including the town of Colonial Beach. A disaster exists, which requires the town of Colonial Beach to assure the continuity of its government. As a result, this meeting of the town of Colonial Beach Town Council is being held by electronic communication means in accordance with 2-2-3708-2A and 3 of the Code of Virginia, 1950, as amended through the Zoom meeting platform, and will be live streamed on the town's YouTube channel. The public can join the meeting on their computer, tablet, or smartphone. The public can also join through any telephone if needed. However, it is my understanding that public comment will not be taken, and that is true at this meeting. Public notice this meeting, copies of the documents to be considered at the meeting have been posted at the town hall and were posted. That's also pursuant to code 2.2-3707, Code of Virginia 1950 as amended. An audio recording is being made of this meeting. All votes will be by roll call and recorded in the minutes. The chair has called the roll at the beginning of this meeting, which I will do in a second. Any council member who desires to make any comment during the meeting is asked to verbally identify themselves and wait to be called upon. Any council member leaving the meeting prior to adjournment must verbally note that they're leaving. Do any council members have any questions about this process?
No.
Robin? I can't hear her. Is she asking?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so roll call as everyone's here. Thank you so much again for taking your time out of your day. I'm glad that everybody's healthy and able to be here. We'll start with, is there approval of the motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
With Frank? Okay, we'll start with Robin.
So moved. Is it a second? Do you have a second?
Okay, can you turn the volume up on these? Hang on one second.
Can you hear
folks.
me?
I'm trying to figure all this out.
I don't have headers.
I can barely hear. How do you turn the volume up on this one?
Can you hear me now?
How many aren't receiving sound right now?
Steve Serby is receiving sound.
There we go. Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, I can hear Robin now.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Maybe we should have had auto check first. All right. Do you need a motion or a second or
I
just?
can hear now.
Hang on, I just need a motion to approve the agenda.
Oh, so moved.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Frank? Okay, no Frank. All right, Pat?
Aye.
Dallas?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Vicky?
Hold on, I'm gonna, there she goes. I think. She's trying to,
Vicky,
I'm
can you?
unmuting her, but
Yeah,
there
I
she
got it.
Okay,
Okay, thank
Aye.
you. Aye.
okay. And Robin, you're right. Okay, and the chair votes aye. Okay, so the agenda is approved. All right. New business. I would ask that the members, council members, go to tab A of your book, or of however you have them at this point in time.
Eddie, does that mean Frank is here or not here?
I'm sorry.
I didn't hear Frank vote. Is he here or not here?
He went off. He's not here anymore.
He was on.
He's waiting.
Oh,
He's being readmitted. He was here a minute ago and gone.
So he is present in the meeting. Okay.
Correct. There he is. Hey, Frank. Frank, can you hear us? He's not. He's there partially.
Hey, this is Jim Cornwell.
Hey, Jim.
I gave up on the computer, so I called in.
Okay.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I was afraid of this, but
That's okay.
these are the bugs we're going to work through. So.
Yep.
Frank Alger.
Oh, that's horrible.
Maybe Frank needs to call in too, if he's having
Okay.
connection issues.
Frank, can you hear me? I see you now.
I don't see Frank.
Mr. Mayor, Mr.
Frank, can
Mayor,
you see me? Yes, sir.
if you're using an Apple product, you need to dial into this. If you're using the Zoom app, so you can join the video with your picture, but then you have to dial in. You have to
Okay.
dial through the internet to get the sound for the meeting.
Okay. I don't know what Frank's using.
Right about. Dallas is right about that because I had to go to my Microsoft and get off the Apple.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I'm on Apple.
Well, you're coming through loud and clear now. Frank's on. Frank, can you hear me? Can you put a hand up, thumb up? No. He's got a real weak signal. Let me call him.
It says it's connecting to audio now.
I think Queen's connected.
Okay. Frank, can you hear me? I didn't recognize you with that beard. Hey, Frank. Yeah.
How I had to do it, you have to bring the picture up and then you have to call in separately, like I'm on my phones for the microphone.
Okay.
So Frank brought the video up and now he's trying to get the microphone to work through his phone.
Yeah, his says it's connecting to audio is what it says.
It'll probably take a minute.
Okay.
It's-
All right.
Oh, jeez.
Councilman Alger, can you hear me?
I think Quinn's trying to talk. There he is.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
I just spoke to Frank on the phone. He's going to be dialing in,
Okay.
so he can avoid the video. So hopefully we'll hear from him shortly. Over.
Okay. You getting him? Hey, Frank. I see him now. Looks like it's working, but hey, Frank. Is he unmuted?
Yeah, I am.
I can hear you guys now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Frank. Thank you so
There's
much.
Frank.
Well,
I had my headphones in so that it didn't echo, and apparently it wasn't working.
Okay. Frank, so bring you up to speed. So far, what we did was we approved the agenda. All right. So you want to, we had a motion and a second on the agenda, approval of the agenda. Do you want to, you want to vote on that? Cast your
Yeah.
vote? Okay. Do you?
Aye.
Okay. All right. So thank you. All right. So now what we're doing, Frank, is we're on, turning to tab A. We're going to start on resolution 12-20.
All right.
Okay, so back to the rest of the council and staff. Resolution 12-20 ratifies a declaration of a state of local emergency made by the Director of Emergency Services for the town of Colonial Beach, Virginia. We know whereas March 12th, the governor declared an emergency. On the 15th, we parroted the emergency, made our own local declaration. On the 18th, we increased it with the curfew, I believe. On the 27th was the curfew, I'm sorry. On the 30th, we closed the beaches and parks and things of that nature. Is there any discussion on resolution 12-20? Is there a motion to approve it? Sorry. Is there a motion to approve 12-20?
So moved.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's got 202 for the year instead of 2020. That's the thing I noticed.
She put a yellow thing here. I sent it to her. I got a yellow tag. It's, if you look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th whereas, it says on
Right.
27, 202 instead of 2020. So, do I need to amend that, Jim?
Yes.
It's typographical error, no.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So we are. Is there a motion to approve? And I think there was a motion. Was there a second?
Second.
Okay. Is there discussion?
Steve Serby
Go ahead.
has discussion. I have a short, brief comment to make. The resolution as written is not in accordance with Code of Virginia 44-146.19, nor in accordance with Santa Colonial Beach Resolution 20-14. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Survey spoken. Any other discussion?
Mm.
No. Okay. Mr. Alger?
Aye.
Let me get my list here. I want to say about. Mr. I?
Aye.
Mr. Lehman?
Aye.
Mr. Serby?
Yay.
Ms. Roberson?
Aye.
Ms. Schick?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Motion passes. Okay, next on our list is ordinance 710. That's tab B. Okay, ordinance 710 is the Town of Colonial Beach emergency ordinance to effectuate temporary changes in certain deadlines and to modify public meeting and public hearing practices and procedures to address continuity of operations associated with pandemic disaster. And essentially, it reiterates that on March 12th, Governor Ralph Northam issued an executive order 51 declaring a state of emergency in the Commonwealth of Virginia arising from the COVID-19 pandemic. And then we parroted it again, and then the President of the United States declared a national emergency on the 13th of March. World Health Organization declared a COVID-19 outbreak on the 11th of March.
Are you in tab B?
I hope so.
My B has amends fiscal year.
Okay, can you go to 710, ordinance 710?
It's at the top of the page.
Okay.
Wait, what?
What's that?
Ordinance 710.
What's 710?
Shouldn't have what?
Page.
That's what
17.
my tab is.
Oh, Robin, you do not have the revised? That
I
was,
thought I did, but I must not.
I'm sorry, I got a notification when I logged in to documents associated with the meeting, and that's what I opened.
Okay.
Is that not the right thing?
we'll get it up. We'll get it right.
I'm using the revised one sent by.
Can everybody see it on the screen now?
Yes.
710.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, you want to take a minute to read it?
Let me. Okay, hold on.
I can't read it this way because she's controlling the scrolling. I just need to find it in my
Okay.
email.
When was
It's page 8 on the revised.
it was sent on Monday? Yeah, 2 days ago.
One emailed by Kathy on 4/6/20 at 4:06. Robin.
Okay, I got it. I just opened
Hi, Frank.
wrong document, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I have it open on my computer now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've read it. Okay.
Okay. So is everybody on board with that? They understand that this is the way the meetings could be run for a period of time and such?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Make a motion.
I want to make sure everybody has a chance to read it if they haven't. Is anybody uncomfortable or hasn't read it?
No, I had read it prior. I just didn't have the right document open for this.
Okay.
Same here.
All right. So ordinance 710, emergency ordinance to effectuate temporary changes in certain deadlines and to modify public meeting and public hearing practices and procedures and to address continuity of operations associated with the pandemic disaster. Is there a motion to approve that?
Motion to
moved.
approve.
Second? A second, please?
Second.
Second.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
Discussion.
I will only have one comment. Eddie, this is Steve.
Okay.
I know that all this is in accordance with the president, the governor, and the county, and so forth. My only point would be if there's anything that's contradictory to the town's position under 44-146.19 and resolution 2014, that would be my only misgiving. But so far, I have not seen anything, but I'd just like that on the record.
Okay. Kathy, got that? Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Steve. Okay, Mr. Alger,
Aye.
Mr. I,
Aye.
Mr. Lehman,
Aye.
Mr. Serby,
Aye.
Ms. Roberson,
Aye.
Ms. Schick,
Hi.
the chair votes aye. The aye. Yes. Okay, next, if we could move to tab C in our books. Tab C is Resolution 13-20, amends fiscal year 2018-2019 budget to the general fund or general fund budget.
That's wrong.
It looks like we have $486,000 of unspent money. But now we have a change of plans with this COVID because we're probably going to have some greater deficits than we initially planned. Let's see. If there's need for discussion on this, if you need any clarification, would you like for Quinn to give any clarification on this before we move forward with approval? Okay. Okay, then is there a motion to approve resolution 13-20?
How do I raise my hand?
I'm sorry. Is there a motion to approve resolution 13-20?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion, please.
Eddie, I just had a question.
Okay.
These funds are being moved, of course, just basically right now what we're doing is moving. But am I correct in assuming that to go forward, we have to appropriate funds for specific things?
I'll let Quinn talk about that real quick.
The way this is supposed to work is just to move, as Mr. Serby mentioned, the funds into our current year budget with the understanding that the previous ordinance that we just passed, that as we use those monies to plug the holes that we're going to experience due to the loss of revenue from COVID-19, we're going to have that readily available. That being said, in the previous ordinance, if you notice, I have to keep you apprised of any actions that we're going to do. So council's going to have visibility as this particular money or monies gets tapped into. Does that kind of help clarify? Over, I think Lisa wants to supplement. She raised her hand, so I think she has something to offer.
Could I just continue with my question?
I just want to add that this should say amends the fiscal year 2019-2020 budget. It's not, we're not amending the 19 budget. 19 is closed.
I understand, but this is current year budget.
Yes, it's going into the 19-20 budget, not the 18-19 budget.
All right, I understand. So my question would still be, Quinn, typically if we increase a line item, we have to approve an appropriation. So my question was, I agree that we are moving all the funds to one location with the intent of potentially assisting other line items in the budget on an as-needed basis. So my question would be, aren't we required to appropriate those funds to those locations?
The way I understand it, Mr. Serby, is once the funds are brought into the budget under the town manager's purview, I can move them to the appropriate line items as necessary. This goes to the point of being able to facilitate a reaction to the emergency in question. So it kind of takes the formality of those appropriations away, with the understanding that I still have the responsibility to keep council informed.
The only thing I can say is that this resolution doesn't mention whatsoever how the funds are to be handled, spent, or anything. All we're doing so far is moving them, which I have no issue with whatsoever. My concern may be, and maybe we can address it with some correspondence outside the meeting, that we have a clearer understanding of how the council can understand where these costs are being spent, and hopefully not so much after the fact.
Anyone else? Vicky?
I'm just for clarification, but Quinn is saying that that's what he'll do. If he has to spend these monies,
Yeah.
he'll let us know what they will be spent on. I'm assuming before you go ahead and spend them.
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
not, according to the ordinance that we just passed in 710, as long as I keep you apprised. Now,
Right.
It's been my habit that I let on large capital items, if we're going to do anything like the mold that we had to where we had to do some significant money actions, the library roof that we're going to place, I always let council know in advance, but the terminology and the way it's functioned is to apprise because it is an emergency. There might be a situation where I have to react to where we're digitally incapable of being able to get some type of consensus if communications go down, what have you. So this is actually designed to if we hit that level of emergency, we can still do that with the understanding that I can tell council after the fact.
Okay.
Would it make sense to put a limit on what can be spent without notification to council?
I'm sorry, that came in a little broken, but I think I understood it. But I'm going to back brief you just to make sure I understood what came in disjointed via the computer. If it would make sense to put a cap on the amount of money spent before we go into where I would have to go to council to request permission, that would kind of negate the point of the emergency process altogether. Because the emergency dictates that we're probably talking about larger items. It's council's purview to do such. But I would also like to share with council last year, we had hundreds of thousands of dollars in contingency fund that got used with council's when we would tap into it, we would keep council apprised. So this, for a procedure standpoint, on the town manager side and on staff side, this is no different. We always keep council informed of the direction we're going with money. But I would be hesitant to tie council's hands in the process of an emergency, trying to allocate funds for said emergency. I would be very hesitant, but pending your approval.
I'd like to add,
Yeah.
we still have a procurement policy that we will follow. which outlines when and if we need a resolution or if we need council approval. So those guidelines will still be followed.
Do you know what the dollar amount is on that, Lisa?
I believe it is anything over 50,000 needs council approval.
Okay. So, Robin, you wanted to ask a question.
I just wanted to respond to Steve's concern about reappropriating it to the departments. I had asked this question and Gladys had responded that it was important to keep the individual line items from the budget the same, and so that when they run out of money, we were aware of it, and that if we added it line item by line item, then it would look like we had the money all to begin with. And so she wants to show that those get depleted. She wants to see that negatives and then pull the money
Okay.
as a tracking method.
Yeah, that makes
In
sense.
the current-
You know,
in the
maybe a
current
better-
system, in our current system, the new system, when you have to add money to a line item, we can actually track that in the new system. So you'll still have the original budget and you'll see any transfers in and out of that line item. So it's easier to track it that way. We will know where money got transferred in and out of.
Okay. Okay.
Just make one comment in closing on my discussion.
Go ahead, Steve.
So I agree with what Quinn explained. That made sense to me. The only thing I could ask, again, we're all in a brand new area and a brand new potential of expenditure, a cost that we've never dealt with before. So as we're kept up to speed and abreast of what those expenditures are for and stuff, I would like to just say that if we felt that we weren't getting a clear understanding or a concern, that we may convene a special meeting to address the issue. That would be my only comment left in discussion. Aside from that, I think what we're doing, we have to do.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's reasonable. I think everybody feels that way as well. I'm praying that we don't have to use this as an emergency tool. I'm hoping that everybody is healthy enough to be up to speed at all times, to have plenty of time to think about it and offer consensus on what the spendings will be. But if something were to happen and 2 or 3 of us got sick or 4 of us got sick and we don't have a quorum for one thing, and we can't have a meeting, and the business has to keep running, as we all know. So at the end of the day. Okay. So Jim, do I need to amend this because it said 2018-19? Do I need to say 2019-20?
I think you can just simply say adopt it with the typo corrected.
Okay. So a resolution 13-20, which amends fiscal year 2019-2020, is adopted with the typo error as under the budget general fund. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So we will, Jim, do I need to get a new motion for that?
Did you have a motion and a vote? I don't recall.
I think
We had a motion and a discussion.
I did, yeah. I did because I thought it was a discussion.
Okay, then you need a vote. Is that
Okay.
correct?
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Mr. Alger,
Aye.
Mr. I,
Aye.
Dallas,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Vicky,
Aye.
Robin,
Aye.
chair votes aye. Okay. Okay, guys, we're moving along. Good. Tab D. So tab D is a resolution 13-20. No, tab D, sorry.
14-20.
I got it.
Okay.
14-20. And Amendment 14, Resolution 14-20 amends penalties and interest on late payments for business license tax. So we're trying to give our citizens a chance to get caught up and without penalty at this point in time, which is the right thing to do. And so basically what it reads is emergency resolution to amend penalties and interest on late payments of business license taxes to 0%, from May 1, 2020 to June 30th, 2020, and extend the timeline for payment of business license taxes to to June 30th, 2020. Is
Mr.
there a motion to approve this? Is
Mayor, I'll make a motion.
there a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay. Discussion.
Hearing none.
Mr. Alger,
Aye.
Mr. I,
Aye.
Dallas,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Vicky,
Aye.
Robin,
Aye.
chair votes aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next on the agenda, tab E. E as in Edward. Resolution 15-20 amends penalties and interest for late remittances of meals tax, transient lodging taxes, and cottage taxes to 0% at zero between March 21st, 2020 and June 30th, 2020. Emergency resolution to amend penalties and interest for late remittances of meal taxes, transient lodging taxes, and cottage taxes to 0% between March 21st, 2020 and June 30th, 2020. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Alger,
Aye.
Mr. I,
Aye.
Dallas,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Vicky,
Aye.
Robin,
Aye.
and chair votes aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next, we move to tab F, as in Frank. Resolution 16-20 amends penalties and interest for late payment of 2019 personal property taxes, 2019 machinery and tool taxes, and 2020 real estate taxes to zero. That's 0% from April 1, 2020 to June 30th, 2020, and to extend the time for payment of vehicle license taxes to June 30th, 2020. It reads emergency resolution to amend penalties and interest on late payments of 2019 personal property taxes, 2019 machinery and tool taxes, 2020 real estate taxes to 0% from April 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2020, and to extend the time for payment of vehicle license taxes to June 30th, 2020. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mm-mm.
Mr. Alger,
Aye.
Mr. Pat,
Aye.
Alice,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Vicky,
Aye.
Robin,
Aye.
chair votes aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next, tab G, as in George. Resolution number 17-20 amends penalties and interest for late payments of water and sewer charges to zero. That's 0% between April 1, 2020 and June 30, 2020. Again, resolutions number 17-20 amends penalties and interest for late payments of water and sewer charges to 0% between April 1, 2020 and June 30, 2020. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Alger.
I
Aye.
just want to question, Eddie.
Yes, sir. Discussion. Go ahead.
Just under question, what is our date for our billing that falls within that period?
The bills are due April 1st at this point. Penalty wouldn't apply until May 1st.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I gather that need be, we will reconvene and extend this as necessary.
Yes,
correct?
if we need to, yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, so the motion's on the table, the second was on the table, the discussions have been made, and it's up for vote. Mr. Alger,
Aye.
Pat, aye.
Aye.
Dallas,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Vicky,
Aye.
Robin,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Okay, there's a motion for adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Alger,
Aye.
Mr. I,
Aye.
Dallas,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Vicky, Vicky, You gotta get us out of here, Vicky.
Aye.
Robin,
Hi.
and the chair.
Aye.
Hey, listen, I want to say thank you very much for everyone. And I can't tell you how big a help everybody's been. And we'll get through this. And, you know, it's difficult times. It's new territory for all of us. And, but it'll make us stronger at the end of the day. And I really do appreciate each and everybody's involvement in this. And please communicate as much as we can. Telephone, email, face-to-face, whatever we can do, as long as we stay within the constraints of the 3 persons and such. Anyway, if you need anything, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.